YouTube, it's Erin, and I am the Handbag Housewife, and I'm back again with another video. Today's video is going to be an unboxing fail. Yes, you heard that right. And not only a fail, but some drama to go along with it. You all know how I am with the drama. It just seems to follow me around. But I have a Fendi unboxing for you. And this was supposed to be such a happy moment because I got this really cool strap that I just banged into the box. Should have been a little more gentle with her. She's still pretty. This really cool strap has the Fendi logo embossed, not embossed, riveted into it. It's a riveting strap. It's got gold and silver Fendi F's in rivets, and it is fabulous. And I now have no bag to go with it and no potential bag to go with it. And the reason is because I looked in this box already and I know this bag is not the bag. Let me show you why. So this came from Vestiaire Collective, and I managed to get myself banned from Vestiaire Collective for having multiple email accounts with them. I signed up with more than one account. I know that's wrong. I shouldn't have done it, but I did it to get the $30 discount. And the account that I purchased this with was a new account, and they have closed the account. And I have a problem with this purchase. And it's not just a small problem, it's a big problem. And so what am I left with? I've got to communicate with them through email and chat. I cannot access my account to look at the order. Through chat, they looked at the images I submitted and they said, go ahead into your account, open up the order, print the return label, and we'll re-inspect this item. And I said, I can't. And they said, well, oh, you can't because you fraudulently opened more than one account. And so what shall we do? And I told them, you've got to help me because I can't fix this. And you sent me something that was grossly misrepresented, and you even inspected it. And so they're working on it. I have so much more to tell you about this story than just that, but this bag arrived in a Vestiaire Collective dust bag. It is a Fendi Mini Mama Baguette, and I don't know if you can see inside this dust bag at all. It's a really thin, flimsy dust bag, but there are little pieces like that. See that piece hanging there? In the dust bag, and that is the glazing that is disintegrating off of this bag. So it is a vintage bag. It was represented as very good condition, but then down in the description box, and I'll pop the description up as I'm talking, basically they said we're going to make this very good condition because while it's never been worn, it might have small traces of storage. Okay, storage. That's what I read. And so I looked at their images. Their images are part of the description. They always are. And I didn't see any major scratches on the plate. And you may say, I don't see any major scratches on the plate. But what you will see if you look closely, and if it doesn't show up in the picture, I will insert some pictures. But if you look right here, they polished this buckle. So this bag, I believe, was worn. They polished the buckle to make it shine. And in the process of polishing it, they polished the gold right off. It's really narrow gold right here. It has black. It's down to the metal underneath. It's down to the metal up here. And the rest of the plate, the FF plaque, looks pretty good. But the fact that they polished the gold right off of this was not disclosed, and in the pictures, every angle that they took the plate basically made it so where this looked like a reflection, and none of them were clear enough that you could discern that this here was actually devoid of gold for, oh, I would say at least a quarter to a third of this F line from here over is devoid of the gold plating. Now that is a huge deal to me because the FF plate in the middle is beautiful, and that is the part I looked at first. And in my closet, I didn't notice it because The lights hit the shininess and I didn't see it at first, but what I did notice when I was looking here at the buckle area, there is some glazing that is sort of dented, and my intent with this bag was to basically cut the chain in the middle right here, because there's a 7-inch drop. I thought it was going to be a 7 to a 9-inch drop, but it's actually 7 at its greatest distance. So it's way shorter than I thought. Now, a 7-inch drop on me is up in my armpit space. Like, I am not comfortable with that if the bag is expanded. This bag expands a lot. The Mini Mama is wider than the Cassie 19 at the bottom. To give you an idea, this is the width at the bottom, or this is the depth at the bottom. Side to side, it is about 4 inches. Top to bottom, I would say it is just a hair over 4 inches, like 4 1/4. And at its widest point on the bottom, it is just under 9 inches, maybe 8 3/4. I'm not going to put anything in this bag. I'm not going to mess with this bag any more than I have to. But I will tell you, the way that I figured out that the plate was so messed up was I removed this strap. The strap is removable, and the way you remove it is you unbuckle it on either side, and when I unbuckled it, little bits of it started peeling off. It's basically like almost rotted or just super dry and cracking, and the canvas itself I don't think is cracked, but the glazing is certainly cracked. And you can see there, you see all, it's just coming off. And so I removed this so that I could try the bag with a different strap to figure out what length I would want before I started cutting on it. And in the process, little bits of this strap glazing got all over my white furry footstool. And so then I took it outside to look at it closer in that light and take pictures. And that's when I discovered this, the fact that they had basically polished off the gold. Okay, so they polished off the gold. And at this point, I am pretty angry because I could fix this glazing. I mean, I know how to fix it. I could have somebody fix it for me. And okay, let's say the seller, they maybe didn't know. Maybe this bag has been strapped together for 15 years. I'm not sure how old it is. And it was never used, but, you know, by removing the strap, which it is removable, by removing the strap, the glazing came loose because maybe it was stuck to the strap a little bit. Maybe the seller didn't notice that the glazing was not perfect, let's say, just to the least, because it was all buckled up. It came buckled up, but honestly, this strap with the chain should have been tucked inside the bag for shipping so that it didn't damage the plate. And so the fact that it was attached to the bag disguised the fact that it had an issue. And even if the seller wasn't aware of that, I am confident that they were aware of this issue, because this is something that has been done to the bag. And I think this bag was probably worn a fair amount more than was disclosed, as they said it was unused. And I don't know how this could have happened if the bag was unused. I mean, there are little scratches on the plate as well. And unless somebody was just kind of banging it around in their closet, I don't see how it would get enough scratches that you had to polish the gold off of it. So I'm not going to put this back on. I'm going to put it inside the bag. The bag is wide open. It has a pocket right here. And then that is it. It's got a little Fendi plaque right there. And then it has a little tag with like a hologram on it right there. And this was authenticated by Vestiaire Collective. And when they do authentication, they are supposed to also do quality control to make sure the item is up to standards and to its description. And that's where I feel like Vestiaire failed with this one. I don't know, I may want to put the strap back on to ship it, but my plan was to have this strap over my shoulder and then divide this strap in half and basically have half of it on either side of this strap, because I thought that this strap would look beautiful with this bag. And I still do. I really do. But sometimes when something like this happened, it sours me of the whole bag, and I'm not going to look for another one. I don't really want to have to modify one of these, and it's a little smaller than I thought it would be. I do think it would hold all my stuff. I would be more sold on it if it didn't have these buckles here and I could just attach whatever strap I wanted without it looking funny, because it's got the little buckle part in the middle. But I'm sad. I mean, what's really frustrating is that Vestiaire closed my account. They closed all the accounts I had open. They tied them together with my phone number and my name, and I had several because I ordered several things and gotten the $30 off my $400 plus purchase. And so now I can't access any of my orders, which is fine. I actually went in and printed them all off before that happened. And so I have all of them except one. I couldn't find one. However, when it comes to having to do a return, it just makes you feel all that much more uncertain about it, because you can't go look at your order and check its status. I did do a chat with them, and like I said, they approved me to send it back for reinspection through the chat. And then I emailed them. And I emailed them because I decided I was going to just go ahead and file a dispute with my credit card company and see what they said. And in the process of talking to them, basically I found out that I'm required, as the victim of fraud or whatever reason I'm filing the dispute, to either call or email the business that I am disputing the charge against. And the chat didn't work. I took screenshots of the chat, and the chat's actually saved in Vestiaire's system, which is nice. But I went ahead and started an email thread with them, and they wrote back right away, just an automated response, and said they would get back to me within 24 hours. And then a few hours after that, somebody said, I see you've already opened a chat. I'm going to merge these two together. And I said, thank you. I would prefer to communicate this way, because in the event I have to file a dispute, I need to have the record by email. And so that's where I am. I've had an issue with Vestiaire Collective once before. I will link the playlist down in the description box. They sent me a fake Marc Jacobs mini, the tote bag, and I had an authentic one. So I compared it point by point with photographs and sent them a letter with all of the differences in authenticity. And they, when they re-inspected it, deemed it fake and gave me my money back. Now, in this case, I am going to also write a letter. I'm going to have the photographs of what the listing showed. It was basically positioned in a way in every single photograph that included the plate or the buckle where you couldn't tell that there was gold missing from this section. And I think they would have liked to polish this even more than they did, because there is still a little scratch, like a scuff right there. But I think they would have liked to polish this even more, because they didn't get all the scratches out. But whenever they stopped polishing, saw what they had done, or when they took a break and saw what they had done, they decided probably to not polish any more of the rest of it. So what's on here is probably super thin. What I did when I got this, I opened it excitedly without filming it. Not a good thing. But I did take pictures right away. So they have the timestamp of my photographs compared to the timestamp of the delivery. So they know that I took pictures right away. I submitted it to chat like within an hour after that. A few hours later, I submitted it to email. And so I've got all of that documented. So it's obvious I did not wear this bag. I have the tag still attached. And so I feel like I kind of have all my I's dotted and my T's crossed. And at this point, I'm waiting for Vestiaire to either reinstate my account so that I can print a label, or I'm waiting for them to send me a label to send this back to them. And they will have to re-inspect it, make sure it's the same item. It has a number inside, so they can verify that. It's not like I can easily swap it out for a fake, which I would never do anyway. And once they re-inspect it, if they deem that it was misrepresented, and according to the description that it was never used and there are no flaws that the seller could see, and it is blatantly obvious that there was something done to this, and it is something you can see, and it's front and center, they should issue me a refund. If they don't, I have PayPal first to fall back on, and then my credit card. I used PayPal, and then I used a credit card through PayPal. So if you didn't know this, you can file a dispute with PayPal, and if they're not able to help you, then you can follow up and file with your credit card. So you have two lines of defense. I will probably file with PayPal first and see what happens, and then I'll go with Citibank if I have to. I feel like Citibank may be a little easier to work with than PayPal, so that would be the only reason I would go straight to Citibank. I'm not 100% sure what I will do, but technically you should do PayPal first and then the credit card, just so you can use both lines of defense. But we'll see. Haven't made up my mind. I may not need to do any of that. They may just take it back and be okay with it. But for now, this bag's going back. I mean, some way, somehow. It is like a coated canvas. There aren't very many Fendi bags out there that are coated canvas that I have found. It feels nice. It doesn't feel as nice as Louis Vuitton canvas to me, but it does feel nice. It doesn't have any cracking on the canvas. For such an old bag, that's really good, especially with corners like this and like this, where it's been stored folded like that. So it's a cute little bag. It's just messed up. And after I ordered it, I figured out that this drop wasn't long enough. And so that's why I ordered this beauty. And I told you guys the other day I paid less than $400 for this. I paid $314 after tax. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. If any of you have a use for it and would want it, I can certainly sell it for what I paid plus shipping. Let me know. It's in great condition. There's some tiny little scratches on the hardware. Nothing that would bother me. I'm super picky too. It does have some creasing on the back here, but that's something that happens as you use it. So you can see it kind of bends there in the middle. So if that would bother you, don't reach out. But if it wouldn't, and you just want like a grab handle for one of your bags that has some bling, let me know. I always put my contact information down in the description box, so you can reach me that way. If you were contacted by me and it's not from one of those methods, it's not me. I know sometimes like Telegram and other avenues may reach out to you, but it's not me if it's not one of the two ways that I put down in the description box. So I think with that, I was going to show you one more thing, but I'm going to save that for another video. If you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Do it and ring the notification bell so that you are notified of future exciting content such as this. Also, go find me on Instagram. The name there is the same. It's the @ then the Handbag Housewife, all lowercase. You can DM me there, or you can email me at thehandbaghousewife@gmail.com. If I don't hear from you, I will see you again real soon. Take care and have a fabulous day. Bye.